Hope you all having a good day, and I will see you when I have a cast on my wrist. Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is vlog number 2. My name is Greg Springer, and welcome back to Chef Music Sign Muscles. So today's episode is all about medical stuff and what's wrong with me, because there is a lot wrong with me, and who doesn't have problems? As you may have noticed, I have a sling on, and it's because I got surgery on my thumb on my right wrist because I have something called de Quervain's tenosynovitis, which is basically an inflammation of one of the 2 thumb tendons on the wrist. So I'll be in this for another week, but it'll be all good. For my wrist surgery, I'm going to show you a couple of videos that I took while I was at the hospital that showed the process of before and after. And by after, I mean when I was under anesthesia for a little bit. Some of them are funny, some of them are like, why did I take these? Enjoy!
This is probably bad that I'm recording, but YOLO.
Hello and welcome to the hospital. It is about 7:30 in the morning and I am here to get surgery on my right wrist. And this is my wrist here, and my tendon on my thumb is inflamed, and they're going to make an incision right at the base of it.
I am waking up from anesthesia, and in my trip on anesthesia, it felt like I went to the District of Columbia and back to St. Louis. And now I am Springfield, Missouri. Chase and James, thank you so much for everything. Travis and Brennan, thanks so much. Shout out to my dad and awful Aunt Susie and Jacob, because you guys are awesome. And I will probably write this video later.
In my life, I've had a lot of surgeries. I've had a lot of medical history, and I think that's what makes me unique. I have no problem with needles. I'm not afraid of blood. If you need to draw blood for me, I mean, hopefully you're O positive, but I'm okay with everything. I like to watch needles being put into me, but some people don't. When I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's T-cell lymphoma, which is basically a blood cancer. The non-Hodgkin's part is good because there's no Hodgkin's disease added to my cancer, and the T-cell is where the cancer typically attacked in the blood, attacked the T-cells. I was diagnosed when I was 4. My dad noticed I was breathing funny one day, and he brought me to the hospital, or the acute medical center, and they did a chest x-ray of my chest where they noticed a big tumor that covered the entire proximity of my chest. So we rushed over to the emergency room. They gave me a treatment of radiation, which knocked the tumor out of my body, but that started my cancer process. I went through cancer for over, I believe it was 6 years. I was diagnosed in 1995-ish, and I finished treatment around 2002, so 6-7 years. And I've been in remission since 2002, so over 10 years now. They'd put something in my chest, and they'd connect the tubes into the blood vessels so that when they put the needles on my chest, they knew where the port was so that they could draw blood faster than doing a stick in your arm every week or month or however many times they gave me a shot or injection. So I had one in both pectoral muscles. We're lacking pectoral muscles, but it's fine. Someday, that's why we have muscles in Chef Music Sign Muscles, or in your case, Chef Music Sign Muscles. Muscles over here. But yeah, I have 2 scars on both sides of my pectoral muscles, and on this side most is where they got the blood and They did the shots, and so where they put the needles in, they have 2 incision points, and with the scar makes a smiley face. I'm not going to show you that because it looks weird, but it's just a weird quirk that I have. I had to get spinal shots, which is where they injected the medicine into my spine. Yes, it hurt, but it was part of the process that they thought was effective at the time. I've had radiation. I've lost my hair. I was blonde before I started, and I didn't have a beard, unfortunately, but now I'm brown hair, and I have thick hair, which I think is from my mom's side. I'm sorry, Dad. Weird medical thing, I have a bald spot on top of my head. I had a cyst that was non-cancerous or anything, and got it removed, and they said I would get my hair back, but it never came back, so that's me. I have this hair now that it makes up for the bald spot on top of my head. Cancer is a horrible thing to happen to people. The good thing that came out of it was I was able to talk to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they were able to grant a wish for me in order to make things better. Make-A-Wish helps provide opportunities for children and adults, experiences they may never have, in the case of if I were to pass away before my treatment were finished or something. So they asked me what I'd like to do, and I can tell you to this day that when I was 4, I really enjoyed cooking. I don't know why, but I still do, as you guys know. I wanted to go to the Dierberg's cooking school and take a class, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation was kind of confused as what's Dierberg's, but my mom kind of coaxed me and said, let's go to Disney World. So we went to Walt Disney World for a week. I was treated like a little prince, and just it was cool. I don't remember much of it because I was 4 or 5, but it was a unique experience that I think is pretty memorable for anyone, even including the parents. I need to give a big shout out to Robert Bergamini and Jill Turek. Robert Bergamini was my oncologist, my pediatric oncologist, and Jill Turek was almost like a social worker. And when I was able to go to a doctor's visit, I was treated like a kid instead of a patient. They made my experience at the doctor's office more memorable and didn't seem like it was a big deal. They had games, they had a toy closet, which was always the best after getting tests or shots or, I mean, you name it, they had a reason for it, but those are probably the 2 best people that I've had to work with. My oncologist was able to get a recent award for Mercy, so congratulations to you. And Jill Turek, I believe she is retiring, and congratulations to you for all the hard work that you have provided for me and other cancer patients at Mercy, so thank you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content in the future, please write in the comments what I should do next. If you haven't already, please click subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.